Stop chasing leads. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. If your sales process is some chaotic mix of spreadsheets, sticky notes, and a brain running on way too much caffeine, you're not building a business. You're building a one way ticket to Burnout City. Does that sound familiar? You wake up at 3 am in cold sweat, wondering if you ever actually hit send on that huge proposal. Your sales pipeline is as predictable as the weather. One amazing month followed by a terrible one. That's not a strategy, my friend. It's a financial roller coaster with no safety bar. You're basically a firefighter, constantly putting out fires instead of being the architect of a fireproof building. Well, that chaos ends today. In the next few minutes, I'm giving you the exact blueprint to build a scalable, automated B2B sales engine. This isn't about working harder, it's about installing a system, a machine that turns ice cold prospects into happy, paying customers so you can finally focus on growing your business instead of just trying to survive it. This is the difference between being the busiest crew member on a ship that's taking on water and being the captain who charts the course. This is the difference between a side hustle and a high growth machine. Let's build your engine. So, what is the problem? Look, the problem isn't you. You're working hard. The problem is the lack of a system. When the entire sales process lives inside your head, it's like being a brilliant chef with no written recipes. You can't teach it, you can't improve it, and you sure can't open a second restaurant. You become the bottleneck. The solution is to get that process out of your head and into a machine. A real B2B sales engine is a smart, cohesive strategy that finally gets your marketing and sales teams to stop squabbling and start acting like a perfectly synchronized pit crew. It's all built on 6 foundational pillars. And no, these aren't fluffy, feel good mindset hacks either. They are concrete, tool focused systems you can start building today. Here's what we're going to cover. First, ICP targeting with data. How to stop throwing darts in the dark and use a high powered scope to find your dream customer. Second, the demand generation machine. How to become a magnet for leads, pulling them to you instead of constantly chasing them down. Third, the AI powered prospecting playbook. Using smart automation that works like a tireless digital assistant to personalize your outreach. Fourth, data driven conversions. Using call intelligence like a sports team reviewing game film to close more deals. Fifth, scaling with systems. Building a tech stack that works like the central nervous system of your sales operation. And finally, a 90-day action plan to bring it all to life step by step. Let's jump into the first pillar. ICP targeting with data platforms. Your sales engine is only as good as the fuel you put into it. And in B2B sales, that fuel is data. A vague ideal customer profile like mid-sized tech companies is like setting sail with a treasure map where the X is the size of a continent. It's why so many campaigns are doomed from the start. A precise ICP focuses all your efforts, which means more bang for your buck and way less time wasted. We fix this with data platforms. Stop the guesswork. Tools like ZoomInfo, Sales Intel, or Cognism are like having a secret database of millions of B2B contacts. Let's talk about technographics. Think of this as knowing the exact brand of tools a mechanic uses before you try to sell them a new wrench. Hey, are they a HubSpot shop? Do they live inside Salesforce? Knowing this means you don't just show up with a generic toolbox. You arrive with the one specific attachment they are missing. Then there are trigger events, which are basically flashing neon signs that scream, I have a problem or new budget right now. This could be a recent funding round or a new executive hire. It's like an alarm bell goes off, telling you exactly which door to knock on. Here's a little recipe you can cook up right now. Go into a tool like LinkedIn Sales Navigator and first build a list with your basic filters. Companies with 50 to 500 employees in the SaaS industry. Next, you will add a technographic filter. People that use HubSpot or Salesforce. Then layer on a trigger event and companies that have hired a new VP of sales in the last 90 days. Suddenly, you're not just targeting tech companies, you are targeting a specific person at a company with a specific tech startup who just went through something that makes them incredibly likely to buy. We call this in market prospects. The best companies are relentless about this. Companies have built their empires by targeting VPs of sales who were struggling with not knowing what was happening on their team calls. They didn't just map out the company, they mapped out the people inside it. So, here's your homework. Go look at your last 10 best customers. Find buying patterns. It's like being a detective looking for clues. Once you find the DNA, you can find more people just like them. The second pillar is demand generation engine. Okay, so you know exactly who you're targeting. Fantastic. Now you need to get their attention. But just sending cold emails is like fishing with a single hook in the open ocean. The modern sales engine doesn't just chase leads, it creates demand. It's a lighthouse guiding ships to your shore by being a beacon of trust and authority before the first email is ever sent. A huge chunk of the B2B buyers' research happens online before they even think about talking to a salesperson. This means you need a two-pronged attack, creating great organic content and then paying to make sure that the right people see it. For organic, consistency is king. It's like going to the gym. You don't get results from one workout. Use tools like Hootsuite or Buffer to schedule 3 value packed LinkedIn posts a week. Don't just talk about your product, talk about the problems your product solves. Use AI tools like Jasper to help you turn customer case studies into awesome posts. Repurpose everything. Take one webinar and slice and dice into 5 short video clips, a blog post, and 3 text posts. Next is paid amplification, but with a twist. Instead of running desperate book a demo ads, you run ads that promote your best content. This is where you bring in intent data from platforms like Sixth Sense or Bamboo. These tools are like a crystal ball. They tell you which companies are actively Googling keywords related to your solution. About 70% of B2B teams are already using this kind of intent data. This triple threat stack of thought leadership, case studies, and social proof builds a protective moat around your brand. It is the difference between being a nice to have vitamin and a must have painkiller. The third pillar is the AI powered prospecting playbook. You warmed up the market with great content and smart data. Now it's time for some direct outreach. But we are not going back to that good old spray and paint nonsense. We are building a multi channel sequence that's powered by AI. AI has become every top sales rep's new best friend, with usage growing up 79% in just 1 year. Think of AI here as your personal scout, gathering critical intel before you send in your elite soldiers. Tools like Apollo.io, Outreach, or SalesLoft are non negotiable here. They are the engine block of this pillar, letting you build automated sequences that contact prospects across email, LinkedIn, and even the phone. It's like having an orchestra conductor ensuring every instrument plays its part at the perfect time. But Here's the secret to doing it right. Automate the 3x3 rule. Before that first email goes out, have your system find 3 unique things about that person or their company in 3 minutes. Your first email then becomes hyper personalized. Hey Jay, saw your post on scaling sales teams. That's a tough nut to crack. I actually helped a similar company solve that exact problem. And don't stop there. Build long term nurture sequences that can run for 6 to 12 months, acting like a slow drip irrigation system that keeps leads warm over time. And please start embedding personalized videos in your emails using a tool like Loom. It's a pattern interrupt that cuts through the noise. Studies show that this one little trick can dramatically increase reply rates. Finally, use AI to score your leads, acting as a bouncer at a club, only letting in people who are actually ready to buy, so your team only spends time on their true VIPs. At this point, we are halfway through building our engine, and you can probably already feel that shift from manual chaos to automated clarity. If these light bulbs are starting to go off for you, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. The next 3 pillars are where we assemble the rest of the machine and finally turn the key on predictable revenue. The next pillar is the data driven conversion framework. Getting a meeting is only half the battle. Now you have to actually close the deal. And just like every other part of our engine, we are relying on data and systems, not just raw charisma. Think of yourself as a doctor, not a salesperson. This is where tools like ProShot are complete game changers. They record and analyze your sales calls, acting like a game tape review for a pro sports team. You're not just relying on the quarterback's memory, you're seeing every play from every angle. ProShot can automatically tell you the most common objections, and when the competitors get mentioned, you can build playbooks to handle these objections using proven frameworks like feel, felt, and found. I totally get how you feel. Other customers like company X felt the exact same way, but what they found was that by eliminating all that manual work, they actually got a full return on their investment in just less than 6 months. Structure your calls for success. Use tools like Otter AI to take notes, then use that info to fill out pre-built ROI calculators. This isn't you making claims. It's a calculator showing them the black and white math of how much you'll save them. The data from ProShot will prove that the CFO cares about the ROI while the head of IT cares about security. You can then tailor your pitch to the person, not just the company, speaking their specific language. The fifth pillar is scaling with systems. This is it. This is the pillar that separates the hobbyists from the pros. If your process isn't logged into a system, you will be trapped in the day-to-day chaos forever. Have you any idea how much time is wasted on manual admin work? Studies show that sales reps end up spending 40% of their time on non-revenue generating tasks. That's 2 full days a week spent on paperwork. Your CRM, whether it is Salesforce or HubSpot, has to be the single source of truth. Think of it as the central nervous system of your business. Every piece of information flows into it and every action is directed from it. Define your sales stages clearly. MQL, SQL, demo, proposal, closed won, closed lost. Set up the rules so that the lead moves from one stage to the next like a package on a perfectly tuned conveyor belt. Your CRM should automatically log calls, score leads, and give you dashboards that are like the cockpit of an airplane, showing you exactly how fast you're going and if you're on course. Your full tech stack should operate like an automated assembly line. A data provider like ZoomInfo finds the raw materials. It feeds your perfect customer profile into an engagement platform like Apollo, which in turn runs the smart outreach. Then, call data from ProShot analyzes the conversations and sends all those juicy insights back into your CRM like Salesforce. This level of integration doesn't just save a few minutes, it fundamentally changes the way you operate. The final pillar is the 90-day action plan. I know this might all sound like a lot, but you can build the foundation for this entire machine in just 90 days. So, here's your roadmap. Days 1 to 30 are for your foundation and audit. First, let's play detective. Do that audit of your last 20 best deals and build your data driven ICP. Second, use a tool like Zoom for sales intel to build a dream 100 list of accounts that perfectly match this new ICP. Third, clean up your CRM. Think of it as organizing your workshop. Define your lead scoring rules, qualification frameworks, and your deal stages. And set up automations so leads move from one stage to the next based on clear rules. Days 31 to 60 are for launch and execution. It's time to fire up your engines. Launch your first 2 automated outreach sequences in Apollo or Outreach. Make one sequence for the high priority leads or your dream 100 list, and a second longer term nurture sequence for everyone else. Start posting on LinkedIn 3 times a week. Focus on the problems you solve and connect ProShot or a similar tool to start analyzing every single sales call. You are now building your game tape library. Days 61 to 90 are for optimization and scaling. Now we are cooking. You have data. Look at your dashboards. If you have high email open rates but no replies, your call to action is a problem. Tweak it. A/B test everything. May the best one win. Find the winning plays in ProShot and turn them into standardized playbooks for your entire team. You should become obsessed with tracking your key metrics. This is not micromanaging, this is fine tuning the results. So, there you have it. We've gone from a world of chaos, sticky notes, and burnout to a world of systems, automation, and predictable revenue. This is how high growth companies are built. It's not magic, it is a machine. You have the blueprint. From now on, the chaos is a choice, burnout is optional. The only thing left is to take that first step. So, here's your homework, your very first mission. Don't try to build the whole engine all at once. Just forge the first gear. Open your CRM or even just a spreadsheet and pick one of your absolute best customers. Start writing down the real data behind why they were such a perfect fit. What was their company size? What was the trigger? And when you know all of this, you can go and build rest of the pillars. Please comment in the comment section if you have any questions. If you want me to deep dive into specific segments, I can do that in my upcoming videos. I'll try and upload at least one video every week going forward. Hope you have a good one. This is Vinay signing off.